XKO will change everything. It will mark the beginning of a new era. No matter the context, all eras, new and old, begin and end thanks to the same thing, a significant event. And this time, the catalyst comes in the form of a gorgeous game that has gotten all of us quite optimistic. Get this memorized, 2XKO, or Project L as it was previously called, will change the fighting game community forever. So, what's different here? Setting aside the fact that the game already looks beautiful and fun, 2XKO is backed up by just way too many good things that, in combination, have never all been present at the same time. The name of the strategy, the name of the playbook that they're using is accessibility, which might sound disencouraging for some players, but trust me, it'll all be worth it. What they have showed us is that this playbook is accompanied by wonderful attention to detail and execution. Let's get right into it. Let's start with one of the most powerful reasons: the IP, or intellectual property. These characters are famous. League of Legends is the biggest esport in the world. It's been around for over 15 years, it gets more viewers than the Super Bowl, and even if you are like me and have never actually played League of Legends before, chances are that you have probably been introduced to the champions and their worlds in one way or another. They have graphic novels, songs, and one of the best animated shows of all times in the form of Netflix's Arcane. Usually, when a new fighting game comes out, they do it as an entirely new IP. Characters are new, and most of the time, they don't even get lore until the game becomes successful. But Riot Games have already done all of this heavy lifting. It's like they've been marketing this game for 10 years or so. And we, as the audience, are already invested in the characters. Like I said, it's not just the League of Legends community, it's also the people that saw Arcane on Netflix, it's also the people that have read the graphic novels, it's also the people that love fighting games in general. These characters and this game, it's already making a lot of noise and it's famous for it. Other games like Skullgirls, Guilty Gear, or even Street Fighter 6 have very profitable launches, but they all fall short if you compare them to the release of more popular IPs and their fighting games. Games like Dragon Ball FighterZ or the monster that is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Popularity sells, and 2XKO has already a lot of people excited for its launch. But perhaps more importantly, when the game finally comes out, everybody will be able to play it. Accessibility will be at an all-time high. So what exactly do I mean by this? You see, like most games from Riot, 2XKO will be free to play. And sure, a lot of things are free to play these days. The model has been around for quite a while, but it has never happened before with a game that's already making all this noise, especially in the fighting game community. My little cousin is a monster in Dragon Ball FighterZ. And of course he is. He is in middle school. All of his responsibilities include eating and go to training mode. His tech skill is crazy, but he's amazing at a game that is not nearly as popular as it once was. He loves the game, but he had a late start because when the game was released, he didn't have the money to buy it or the console to play it in. Now, imagine from 1 second that game, Dragon Ball FighterZ, had been free to play from release. A game with practically the best IP you can imagine in the form of Dragon Ball, a game that already sold 10 million copies, would have been played by so many more people. Every kid, every prodigy out there with a bunch of free time at their disposal will just get home, download the game, and play it after school. Think of how many kids play and are really good at Fortnite, Apex Legends, Rocket League, Club Penguin. Those IPs cultivated millions of new gamers and became huge in the process. This is what will happen with 2XKO. Not to mention that it will have rollback, which, in case you don't know, it's the most optimal netcode for online play. And although it's fairly recent, it has become a staple of fighting games in the last couple of years. In this day and age, a new fighting game without rollback is doomed to failure, and this is a mistake that Riot Games doesn't want to make. Plus, it has been confirmed that 2XKO will support cross-platform play. This time it will not matter if Esteban still has an Xbox in 2025, you will still be able to play all of your loser friends from a PS5 or a PC, all of it for free, making it even more accessible. This game will also have a proper rank system in order to link players with people around their level. And I know this is nothing new for fighting games, but if Smash Ultimate is the only esport that you've played online, you will find the grind refreshing compared to what Nintendo calls GSP. Finally, there is Riot Games' commitment to make the game the best game that it can possibly be. And again, as someone who comes from Smash and Nintendo, seeing the transparency and the continued support from the developers makes me want to root for the game's success. Riot Games have also said that they have multiple pro players from mid to high level testing the game and giving feedback. Many testers have already confirmed that the beta feels a lot better than the original version, which means that the team is open and that they are listening. Famously, tag fighters just like this one are among the most intimidating for new players to pick up. And there has been a lot of controversy surrounding the entry level of this game, with some people calling it too easy, especially veteran players. 2XKO is getting rid of the motion inputs entirely, and it will focus on 5 main buttons. Nevertheless, the team have gone on record saying that they are aiming for a easy to play but hard to master approach. Similarly to games like Super Smash Bros., which anybody can play and it's widely considered a party game, 2XKO will be surprisingly easy to pick up, with controls simple enough to make any newcomer feel that they're actually playing the game and not just mashing buttons. However, and this is my favorite part, the game's complexity shines through decision making, not through execution. And mastering that part will be the fun part for more experienced players. It's the little things like, how can I make this combo make more damage? How can I make this character win more neutral? How can I defend from this without spending all of my resources, etc. Decision making will be king in 2XKO. However, this doesn't mean that Riot Games lack the motivation to innovate and try new things to their little League of Legends turned fighting game project. Features like the fuse system and some tag dynamics seem pretty cool, and I'm excited to try them. There has been a lot of optimism surrounding this game, and I just wanted to share some of mine with y'all because I believe that 2XKO or Project L will mark a before and after in the lives of many people. I know a lot of people that come from Smash that have never actually played a traditional 2D fighting game, and they are already looking forward to making Project L or 2XKO their first title. Honestly, I think it's the perfect choice. I did it like a couple of years ago with Dragon Ball FighterZ. That was my first 2D fighting game because it was supposed to be easier, and it was. I actually loved it. I had pretty good results. And I hate that that game died, but this one is gonna be with a famous IP. It's gonna be free to play. It's gonna be cross-platform. It's gonna have rollback. It's gonna have development support. It's just way too many good things that have never ever happened before. Last time I had something like this, I paid $60 and then more for the DLC. So yeah, closing comments. I think this game is the beginning of a new era. It's the renaissance of fighting games, not because they're doing many new things, but it's the combination of so many things that have never been present before. And I think that's awesome. I'm excited, and the whole fighting game community is already super optimistic. This game is gonna be fire. Lastly, if you enjoy fighting games, you've probably practiced and lost a lot, but you also know what it feels to win. So I think you're gonna love this video. Try it out. It's the first video I did since I started to take YouTube more seriously. So I think it's great. Try it out, and yeah, have a good one.